Hi guys, it's Ryan, the Tokyo Fun Hunter, coming at you from Tokyo, Japan. I just want to give you guys a few tips on outdoor sports in Japan. Basically, I live in Tokyo and I work in the outdoor industry a lot. I work for about 3 different outdoor companies actually. So I was going to give you a few tips if you're in Tokyo on some great places that I recommend checking out, both in Tokyo and outside of Tokyo. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm on my rooftop. It's twilight, it's a beautiful day. And I think if you can see right in the corner right here, that's Mount Fuji. Yeah, that's Mount Fuji right there. That's pretty cool. So yeah, right in the corner right there. I don't know if you guys can make it out. It's really beautiful. And on screen it doesn't really do it justice. If you look behind me, if you're here in real life, it's huge. It's amazing. So love a few things. Some great areas to go. If you're in Tokyo, what are some great areas to check out if you're on vacation? I would check out 2 amazing parks that I like to go to. One is Ueno Koen, which is Ueno Park. It's the biggest park. It's sort of almost like the New York Central Park. It's an amazing place. There's always street performers. There's tons of museums. There's the Natural History Museum and the Science Museum, which are my favorites. There's the zoo. It's a great place for dates. And also, by the way, in Japan, you're allowed to drink outside. You're allowed to drink in open spaces. So it's a really good place to go to the supermarket, buy some drinks, go over there, go to the park, and hang out with your friends. The other thing also is during the season, the sakura blossom season, very great area to go. The whole area is littered with pink cherry blossom leaves. It's an amazing experience. The other place I recommend is Shinjuku Gyoen. Now that place is really the traditional Japanese garden that a lot of people are always looking forward to. If you're seeing like a Zen garden or a Buddhist garden or something like that, or pictures of Japan, usually it comes from that type of setting. And if you go to Shinjuku Gyoen, it's the only park that costs, it's about $2 or 200 yen to enter, but it's an amazing area that you can see a lot of different places. So if you go outside of Tokyo, something that's a day's worth trip, some places I recommend. Well, if you go north, there is Nikko. Now Nikko is an amazing place. It's full of a lot of shrines and temples. It takes about, I'd say, 3 hours to get to by train. And it's it's a nice thing. You get to see all the rice fields on the rice paddies on the sides of the railways to keep you company. And once you get there, it's a lot of forest. There's a lot of shrines. There's a lot of temples. It's a great place to go for a nice day trip. Great place for photography. I went there with a friend of mine about 5 years ago, and we were backpacking. We ended up staying at a monastery in the mountains in that area. It was a really, really fun experience. If you go south, that is Izuhanto. You go south of Tokyo. You can transfer at Yokohama or Shinjuku, and you keep going down south to the Izuhanto area, or Zushi. This is a really good place. They've got Zushi, Izuhanto, and Kamakura. Now, those 3 cities really, really, really do have amazing temples and shrines. It has beach access. It looks like Hawaii. It's an amazing area. The waves are not really that surfable. I actually used to be a surfing instructor down there this last summer. I went on a few weekends to teach beginning surfing. It doesn't have amazing waves if you're a chronic surfer, but it does have an amazing beach. People flock to it. It's a great place if you want to meet members of the opposite gender. It's a really cool place. And I would recommend going there for a beach style. I went there also on a camping trip on the beach. I did some work down there, and there's a lot of temples and shrines too. A lot of good places. If you go to Kamakura and Zushi especially, they have some huge Buddhist sculptures and temples there. And I've gotten to see weddings there just passing by. Really good cultural spot. So, sorry, I'm getting beeps. Last but not least is Western Tokyo. If you go and take the Chuosen all the way, the Chuosen, by the way, is the JR train system. It's one of the specific lines. There's a lot of different lines, but there's a orange strip, the orange brand, which is called the Chuosen, the Chuo line. You want to take that one all the way as far west as you can, all the way to what's called Mitake or Oktama. And I'll have to spell it when I do the editing of this, but Mitake is actually where I used to work as a river rafting instructor. It's an amazing place. If you've ever seen Miyazaki or Ghibli films, this place really reminds you of something out of Princess Mononoke. It's an amazing place. It's a lot of people go there for rock climbing, people go there for hiking, people go there for the rafting and kayaking. It's also a great place just to go for the day, where you can see, you can have amazing meal sets, and they have a little sake breweries outdoors. You can sit outdoors and drink sake. It's an amazing place. I really recommend checking out there. If you really want specifics, send me a link or a message, and I'll give you like really specifics on how to get there and how to enjoy it. And in Oktama, which is I think 2 stops further, it's an extra 15 minutes by the train. That's a really good area that has many different trekking routes. It has onsens, or hot springs, or kind of public bathhouses for people to really get the Japanese style, Japanese experience. And a really significant part of the culture here is the onsen experience. So you go to Oktama, and there's a lot more onsens. There's fishing, there's trekking, and I think there's a few museums there as well. But it's a really good cultural outdoor center. So those are like my 3 kind of places within Tokyo just to revamp. Ueno Park and Shinjuku-gyoen are great places to check out some of the outdoor systems in Japan. If you go north, go to Nikko. If you go south, go to Izu-Honto, Kamakura Azushi. And if you go west, oh, I'm sorry, I did forget one. All right. So go to Oktama and go to Mitake. Now there's another place called Takao-san. This is sort of like the mini Mount Fuji. The mini one of this guy back here. Mount Takao is a great place to go. They have about 6 or 7 routes, I believe. I've been up there a couple times with some fitness friends of mine, and they, usually it's a good trek, but they like to run up the mountain. But it's a good place to go for a trekking day. It's a good day, get there early, and all you have to go is to Takao Station. And there's a trolley car if you want to do that, but to be honest, I'd rather trek up and hike up. So you can go up that route, and it's a really great view at the top. At the top of the view, you can see amazing view of the area. Sometimes on clear days, you can see to Tokyo. It's a really good spot. I've been up there a couple times. It takes about minimum 2 hours. And then maximum maybe like 6. It's a really good cultural area. It's got a lot of shrines and kind of the old school lanterns at the top. So that's a really good place too. These are all places that are very easily accessible from Tokyo. It's kind of like if you're in town or new to Tokyo, some really good places to visit. So yeah, I recommend checking them out. I hope this has been helpful. Please message me personally. You can check out my blog. You can leave a comment, and hopefully I can get back to you about some specifics on outdoor culture and basically just having a great time in Japan and really living life to the fullest. All right, guys. This is Ryan, the Tokyo Fun Hunter, signing off. Hope you guys have a great night. Okay, bye bye.